gentlemen, so today on Big Ass War, we're going to be going and doing a little bit of a pre-season prediction video for the English Premier League. Yes, the Premier League is back, baby. I am very excited. Obviously, there is no fans. I think they're actually starting to bring back fans, though, which is quite exciting. Obviously, guys, I'm going to have a different opinion to you, 100%. So leave your comments down below in the comment section. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed yet, we're going to be streaming very damn well frequently. If you don't know the channel, we stream every single damn well day. So we're going to be streaming a lot of Premier League games and talking about it live with you guys. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. But guys, let's get into the video and let's get talking about the Premier League for the 2020 and 21 season. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, we've got Champions of England, we've got Champions League, we've got Europa League. The Champions League is obviously 2, 3 and 4. Europa League, I'm going to put probably 5 and 6 there. Europa League, even though obviously there is a limited spot, I'm going to put the teams that I feel like will be there. Now I'm going to put this whole thing in order, guys. I might reshuffle a little bit later on. I'll just plunk them into their spots right now, and then I'll probably reshuffle a little bit later on. But Europa League will be, yeah, like 5 and 6. Mid-table mediocrity between 7th and probably 14th. Survive relegation will be like 15th, 16th, and 17th. And then obviously, goodbye, sayonara from the Premier League will be in the goodbye section, which is 18, 19, and 20. So let's get into this, guys, and let's see where everyone's going to be going. So I'm going to chuck Everton here. So Everton, obviously, is up first. Now, what do I think of Everton? Everton are a good team this year, and I really am going to put them in the position of the Europa League. Yep, I know. I think they're going to be in that. They're going to be fighting there. They're going to come around 5th, 6th this year. I think they've got a really underrated team. You know, I think they've got quite a significant improvements in their team. They've got quite significant improvements in their team compared to last season. Their midfield is obviously going to bang this year, and I really feel like this Everton team could surprise a lot. I really feel like this team could go places. Not obviously Champions League places, not obviously winning the league places, but I really feel like they're definitely improved this year compared. I thought they were definitely on the right track towards the end of last year, and I feel like even though, like, Goodison is a really difficult place to go to. Goodison is a really difficult place to go to. However, there is no fans, so we do have to weigh this in. But I'm going to say that Everton are going to do quite well this year. I'm going to say Everton are going to do quite well. I'll probably have them in 6th place. I don't know if they'll get 5th, but I definitely will have them in that Europa League area. Now, let's move to Leicester. Now, Leicester's a difficult one. Leicester, I'm probably going to put in the same place, to be completely honest with you. This could change, but I'm going to put Leicester and I'm going to put them there in 5th spot. I really think Leicester are a good team. You know, they've had a good team for a while now, and it's like everyone's just kind of waiting for them to go away, and they're just not damn well going away. So, you know, you need to start respecting them a little bit more. You need to start respecting this team a little bit more. They do get the results that warrant them to be in this spot. You know, they're always consistently there. 5th place is a high spot though. So these two teams right now, a lot of people will be like, well, wait a damn well second, you know. There's only 4 teams above them. You know, and you have your Man City, you have your Liverpool, you have your Chelsea, you have your Arsenal, you have your buddy Tottenham, you know, you have your Rags, you know, like that's the thing, like it's difficult here. You know, I might even put Everton down to that mid-table mediocrity bit up to the top of the I actually think Everton might do better than Leicester this year. But we're going to put Leicester there in Europa League, and we'll move on. So Newcastle, I'm going to put them in mid-table mediocrity this year. I don't mind them as a team. I really wish that they did well, and this is the kind of year that they would do well. So Newcastle are kind of like a yo-yo team. So they'll have like one really bad year, then they'll have one really good year, then they'll have one really bad year, then they'll have one really good year. And when they have bad years, they can be dead set damn well bad. But this is their good year, I think. I feel like last year they really struggled to cope with the with getting into the Premier League. Obviously they did survive. However, I feel like that last year was just kind of a that's it kind of year. Like we're here, stay in here, and we can just focus on kind of not getting relegated. This year I feel like they're going to focus on winning a few more games. I feel like they're going to be more around that mid-table area, maybe like that 10th, 11th spot. And I definitely feel like they'll be definitely a little bit more, you know, used to being in the top flight right now. And I like Newcastle. I really like St. James Park. I don't care what they call it now. I call it St. James Park, but I think going forward, Newcastle will be, you know, a hard team to beat this year. I think they'll be a relatively hard team to beat. Alrighty, let's move into Leeds. Now, Leeds is a difficult one. You know, Leeds is a decent defensive team for me. I really don't mind Leeds. Now, I don't think they're going to be anywhere near the top. I think that Leeds are probably going to be around that mid-table mediocrity area. I think they're going to be around that mid-table mediocrity. I don't know. They could still push down to survive relegation. but I definitely don't think they're getting relegated. I think they've got a good enough team. I think they're a lot more of a positive team than people claim them to be. I feel like they're going to score quite a few goals this year, but they're also probably going to concede a couple. I'm going to put them in mid-table. I think they'll probably finish the best of the promoted teams, obviously with Fulham coming up, and there is also West Brom who's also come up. So I think Leeds will probably do the best. That's why I'll put them mid-table mediocrity. We'll see how they go, but I'm going to back Leeds in for a relatively successful season. I feel like this is definitely a successful season. No Sheffield United kind of damn well season, but I feel like this is a pretty positive season for them. Okay, Wolves. Now, Wolves, I'm definitely putting up around here. I'm definitely putting up around... tight one, actually. It is a tight one. They've got a little bit of drama around, obviously, with their coach right now, the manager right now. And I'm going to put them here. They're obviously not down here. They're not down here. And then they're not up here for me. I know a lot of people are saying that, but, I'm going to have to put them down. I'm going to put them around here. I really do rate Newcastle a bit this year. It is a tough one because Wolves have obviously shocked us in recent years. They really have shocked us. And I think they're better than Leeds. I think they're probably not going to do as well as Newcastle. Wolves, they're a team that are going to get results against teams that they probably shouldn't. And then they're going to lose games and not get results in games that they probably should. And that's the type of team that Wolves are going to be this year. I don't feel like they're going to reach the heights they did last season. But the thing is that you've also got to realise that they don't have the Europa League this year. They don't have European competition this year to worry about. So that could definitely help them. Look, I'm going to leave them in mid-table mediocrity. I don't think they can fight the teams like Everton and your Leicester and then obviously your top four. But I feel like Wolves will still be around that kind of 8th to 11th place that are all really jumbled in there. Now Southampton, I'm very close to putting them in goodbye, but I'm not going to put them in goodbye. I'm putting them in survive relegation. Southampton have really gone off from recent years. They've always been known as quite a nursery of a team. They have the youth players coming through, and they have we all know Liverpool used to take all their players, but they haven't really been producing as much as they were previously. Obviously it's not going to be like that. You're not always going to have your buddy damn well Ronaldo's and Messi coming through every single damn well year. But Southampton probably good enough to survive. Don't think they're good enough to beat out those teams above them, but they're definitely probably better than the three teams that I've got missing out here. Better than the three teams that I've got missing out. So we'll put Southampton survive relegation. I've already realised that there's probably going to be some changes around here. But anyway, so Arsenal here. Arsenal, geez, this is a tight one. This is a real tight one. They've brought in Willian. They've got like a fast kind of team. They've got like Lacazette. They've got Aubameyang. They've got Willian now. They've got a team that can really attack in comparison, but in the same sense, they're kind of a strange team, Arsenal. They never get it done when they should be getting it done. They should be a top 14. They should be a top 14 every year, but obviously they refuse to really spend as much as the other big spenders and then complain that they're not competing with the big spenders. Like, of course, the big spenders are going to be the ones competing, and if you want to compete with big spenders, you're going to have to be a big spender. So, it's like Arsenal, I want to put... I think I should put Everton down. I'm going to put Everton into the top end of mid-table of mediocrity, even though I think that they genuinely could be better than Leicester. But I'm gonna put Arsenal. I'm gonna put Arsenal here. I'm gonna put Arsenal here. No, you know what? I'm gonna put Arsenal here. I'm gonna put Arsenal in that fourth spot, their favourite spot. I'm gonna put Arsenal in that fourth spot. So I know I'm gonna leave out the next. I know who I'm gonna put into the Europa League spot. So I'm gonna put Arsenal there. I'm pretty happy with that. I think they're a good enough team for Champions League qualified. Don't think they're a part of the top three teams. I think we all know who those top three teams are. But yeah, I'm going to put Arsenal Champions League. Crystal Palace, I'm going to put them in survive relegation. I'm going to put them in survive relegation. I'll just have a quick little geese. Yeah, I'm going to put them in survive relegation. They're a team that's going to get it done. They're a team that's just going to kind of get through this season. I don't hold too many high hopes for them in regards to getting too many wins. I know a lot of people are actually tipping them to go down, but I do feel like they can get enough wins to stay up. I'm actually going to put them above Southampton here. So we're going to put them... get over there, you buddy bastard. Alright, so yeah, Crystal Palace, I'm going to put them in survival relegation. I don't think they're going to be too exciting this year. I don't think they're going to be absolutely diabolically shit this year. But I feel like they're going to survive, and they're going to be happy with that. They'll be happy with that. Alright, Chelsea. Obviously, we all know they're going to be going into the Champions League spots. Now, I actually think that will actually, I'll put them in the Champions League. I will tell you right now, I've got Chelsea coming second this year. I've got Chelsea coming second this year. So that obviously leaves between two teams to be with the competition this year. Chelsea have obviously made a huge flurry of signings. That's, you know, it's a good team, but do they have what it takes to actually compete with the two big dogs? I think they compete with the big dogs, but I don't know if they'll be able to go the distance. You know, I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans in my live streams actually saying like, you know, we just have to kind of keep up. And it's like, what? No, you shouldn't be just trying to keep up. You should be trying to set the pace. You know, City and Liverpool are fantastic teams. City and Liverpool are going to be there again. So the fact that we've got them in second place is interesting. However, I'll explain why. I'll explain why a little bit later. But I got them in second. I think they're a good enough team. I think they're definitely going to improve, and Chelsea fans should be happy with their improvements. And I think that maybe next year, I think next season could be the year that Chelsea go and actually win it all again. But for this year, I don't think they'll be able to keep the pace with the team that does end up winning. Now, Fulham. Sorry guys, goodbye, Miss Fulham. You are gone, son. You are gone. I just don't rate them. Don't think they have the defence. Don't think they have the attack. Don't think they have the midfield. Obviously, Mitrovic is there. I don't mind him as a player, but there's nothing really there for me. You know, obviously they came up to the playoffs last year, and there's just nothing really there for me. I feel like they're the type of team that's going to go straight back down. I don't see myself being wrong. I could see myself being wrong with maybe the other two teams. I could see myself being wrong, but I don't think I'm going to be wrong with this one. So I'm going to put Fulham in goodbye, and there we go. Next up, Manchester City. Now, it's obviously between Champions League here and Champions of England, and I'm going to be going with Champions of England. Now, a lot of you may question this. Surely you wouldn't know. Surely you shouldn't be questioning this. For me this year, it's between Chelsea, City, and Liverpool. Now, the reason I've got Man City is because, firstly, they had an off year last year. Usually teams, you know, when they're one of these successful teams, there will be off years. You know, 2016, everyone had an off year. You know, Man City went back to back, and then last year was an off year. Like, you've got to understand it. You've got to understand this team is still fantastic. You know, it's still got the likes of Kevin De Bruyne. Raheem Sterling, I know he's a bit of a meme right now. A bit of a meme. But in the same sense, there is no way that you can say that this team doesn't have the ability to go all the way again. You know, this team doesn't, there's no way you can say this team doesn't have the ability to go all the way again. So I'm going to put them in first, simply because going back-to-back is incredibly difficult for Liverpool, and I really don't think they're going to be able to do it without their atmosphere that they bring from Anfield. I think that without the atmosphere that Anfield brings, one of the best atmospheres you'll experience in the world, I feel like they're really going to be struggling to get over some of those games against these teams that are obviously going to be fighting against them like they're the current champions. Because when you're the champions, you play a little bit differently. There's a little bit of a different kind of feel to the Premier League, and Liverpool are going to find this out for the first time in a very long time this year. So I'm going to put City up there in as the champions, and yeah, that's a good season. That's a good season. West Ham, guys, bit of a surprise here. I'm actually going to put them in goodbye. West Ham, I don't want to see them go. I don't mind West Ham. I don't want to see them go. However, there's a lot of turmoil in that club right now. It just seems like it's a bit of a shambles. It just seems like a little bit of a shambles there at West Ham. I think this is the year they probably lose out on their luck. Now, I'm not saying they won't jump straight back up. It wouldn't surprise me if they jump straight back up. But I just feel like the other teams will be better than them. And I really feel like they're just not going to be able to push and keep up that. They nearly got relegated last year, let's be honest. They nearly got relegated last year, but obviously those three teams were just diabolical. So, and West Ham had a little flurry at the end of the season there. But no, I'm going to put West Ham there. I would love it not to happen, but I do feel like it happens this year. Now, Burnley. Burnley are a half-decent team. Burnley are definitely a half-decent team. So, let's go with here. No. I'll go here. I'll put them between Wolves and Liverpool. Wolves and, geez, I wish it was No, I'll put them in between Wolves and Leeds here. I think Burnley are a decent team. I think they're a very difficult team to break down, but I obviously have seen they can be broken down. And when they get broken down, they can get beaten by, what did Man City beat them by again? Like 5-0 or something like that? It was ridiculous. So Burnley, they're a team that'll do it. They'll be fine. You know, they're not going to do anything special. They'll be around that cluster of teams like your Evertons and your Leeds and your Wolves and your Newcastles, but you know, they're not going to do anything special, and they definitely won't be getting relegated for me. So I'll put Burnley in that mid-table mediocrity area. Liverpool, obviously we know where they're going, guys. They're going to be going straight between Chelsea and Arsenal here. Obviously these guys can be swapped around however you choose, but for me, I'm going to go Liverpool. Simply because I think that Liverpool are going to really miss out on that atmosphere, like I keep saying to you guys, and the fact that everyone's aiming for them as the current champions. There's a lot of pressure that gets added onto it. We all know that. You know, it's not an easy feat to go and win back-to-back, especially when you have the likes of Chelsea and you have the likes of Manchester City here. Man City found that out last year. You know, they just beat that Liverpool the year before that. But then, obviously, last year was City's down year. Even though City still came second, it was still their down year. So I feel like Liverpool, they're definitely still going to be there. I'm not going to say they'll miss the job at Champions League. That's stupid. And really, it's probably going to be within 7 points of all these teams, in my opinion. Arsenal might be a little bit further down, but I feel like it's going to be like 7 points or so between all these teams, between the Chelsea and the City and Liverpool. So it's going to be very close, but I really do rate that lack of. I feel like the defense can be up a bit more this year too, but I really feel like that lack of. The motivation won't be there as it has been. Obviously, they're still going to want to win, obviously, we all know that, but the motivation compared to previous years where they were fighting for their first ever won't be there, mixed in with the no atmosphere, mixed in with the fact that they are the current champions and people are going to be looking straight at that game. I think it's going to come. I think they're going to feel the pressure too much this year, and they'll finish in the top 3. So, West Bromwich Albion. Now, I'm actually going to put West Brom. Well, this is a tight one. So, it's close between goodbye and survive relegation. I'm going to put them in goodbye, though. I'm going to put them in goodbye there. Will they get straight? Will 2 teams go straight back down? I don't know. But West Bromwich Albion just don't have it for me. They just don't have it. They're bland. They're just bland, in my opinion, and I don't see them being able to stick it up here with the big boys. I don't really see them being able to stick it up here with the big boys. And you know what? This is hard. This is really hard. You know what? I don't know, actually. I'll leave them in there for now. There's obviously, we all know that Aston Villa is the only team we're thinking about here that can be relegated. Brighton's there too, actually. Shit, man. Brighton's lost Aaron Moy, but then again, they did pick up Lallana, so. No, I'm gonna actually put Brighton up towards this area. I'm gonna put Brighton back there. I'm gonna put Brighton there. I feel like they picking up Lallana was quite huge. I think picking him up was quite huge there. But I'm gonna put them in survive relegation. It's not like they're a fantastic team, but it's not like they're gonna get relegated. They'll be still around the survive relegation area though. But yeah, West Brom and Aston Villa are the only ones that are confusing me. So I think out of these 2 teams, they'll come second last though. So I'll figure that in a second. Tottenham here. Tottenham. I'm going to put them behind Newcastle. Yep, I don't rate Tottenham this year. I don't rate Tottenham this year at all. Jose Mourinho's tactics are just shithouse. You know, we basically, for me, when I was live streaming their games, I was like, why is Harry Kane basically playing as a defensive mid? You know, his tactics are so negative. You know, I remember the game against United last season, actually, which I was streaming, and it was 1-0 Tottenham. They were playing fantastic in the first half, and in the second half, they came out and they just did nothing, and they ended up drawing 1-1. It was just so shit. And it was like they were up, they were dominating because they were playing fast-paced football and getting the ball forward, but second half, they were dead. And I just don't rate Tottenham this year. I really don't. So I've got Tottenham behind Newcastle, and I'm not a big fan of their team right now. And they're going to continue to be shithouse, really. Obviously, we're not saying anything like relegating, but yeah, not great for me. Not great for me, for me, Tottenham. Don't think they have the team whatsoever to compete with any of the other guys above them. Obviously, they could probably swap with Newcastle, but I'm gonna back in Newcastle this season. This season a bit above them. Okay, United. Let's go and put them in goodbye. Get out of there, you piece of shit. No, okay, let's go and actually put them in Europa League. I'm gonna put them in 5th place. United have a team that can compete with. They can compete, but I don't think they're going to do anything of serious note this year. I don't. They maybe could be able to swap with Arsenal, but for me, I've got Arsenal getting there. They've got a pretty potent attack line there. United, I just don't rate them. You know, they are pieces of shit, but I just don't rate them, their team right now. I don't rate their team, but I do rate them enough to obviously beat out that Leicester. That Leicester and them could easily swap out too. Between Arsenal, United, and Leicester, they're very close. But I'm going to put United in Europa League and think yourselves lucky dogs. All right, next up, Aston Villa. This is tight. This is tight for me. Do I put them in goodbye? I could even push out West Ham here. I could even push out West Ham here. No, I think West Ham are going to be diabolical this season. I do. I really do. I'm going to put it. I'm actually going to have West Bromwich Albion there. I'm going to put Aston Villa here. I think Aston Villa's time's done. I think Aston Villa's time is done here. Yeah, look, because I don't really. That's just such. It's just so average around that bottom end of the table. It really is. I actually might even do this, to be honest with you. I might even do that, to be completely honest with you. Just no. Just no. Just no. Just know, just know those 4 teams at the bottom, I could definitely see West Ham and West Brom swapping out. I think they're the only 2 teams. Actually, no, the other 2 teams I feel like we're going to get relegated. But West Ham and West Brom, I'm going to swap those 2 together. And so West Ham could, it's either between these 2, you know what I mean? So it's going to be on the edge. They're the ones that are going to be like going to that final day and fighting for survival. All right, final team. Sheffield United, they did pretty well last season. Do they do it again though? Do they do it again? So right now we've got 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. Oh yeah, obviously we're missing out, but I'll go Sheffield. I'll go Sheffield here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'll go Sheffield there. I'll go Sheffield there. I just think those other teams, I think it's going to be a really good season this year. I think it'll be a really enjoyable season. So it's going to be difficult for me to put Sheffield above, but I would love to see it. I'd love to see it. But will they go to the same heights again? I doubt it. People are going to kind of understand how they play now. Sheffield obviously surprised pack again. They were the surprise packet last year and alongside Wolves, I guess. And I feel like they're going to be more of a stagnant team this year. Maybe they'll readjust their system. But yeah, I've got Sheffield being kind of around that 10th place area. Obviously, it's between, anyone in that Newcastle or Wolves area can swap around. Burnley as well. I really want to put Leeds at the top end of that survival relegation, but they're not going to be. I think they're going to be a lot more decent of a team than people imagine this year. It's a very difficult year to predict this year. It's a very difficult year. I feel like it's a lot more easier towards the top of the table this year. I feel like that bottom relegation area is a tight one. But I think, that top area is going to be within 7 points. The mid-table is all going to be obviously congested as per usual. And then that relegation zone will be very tight between West Brom and West Ham and Fulham. And I think Aston Villa will be done quite early on in the season. I think you'll be able to see quite early. Then again, Norwich started off well last year and they fell apart. So I'm pretty happy with this. It's hard, but I'm pretty happy with this. We all know the Premier League is just bloody whoop, 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 whoop. So, it doesn't, I don't know even what that was. But guys, that's going to do us for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Obviously, if you did disagree, please let me know in the comment section below. Or if you think what I've said is pretty spot on, then also hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Appreciate you as always, guys. We obviously stream every single damn day, whether it be Premier League or NFL or Major League Baseball, NRL, AFL, A-League coming up soon, BBL as well. So definitely hit that subscribe button. But I'm going to jump off for now, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Catch you later.